Pepe Wartime Productions presents Winter Whoop Wars, and the women that helped make it happen. Dateline, winter 2018-2019. While the boys are off fighting Jerry in the Winter Whoop Wars, the women of our country are in the factories and in the mills continuing to produce new, quality, interesting whoops for our boys to fly during the war. But don't worry, boys, when you get back from the Winter Whoop Wars, our ladies will be ready to go right back in the house, cooking our dinner, cleaning our toilets, and having sex with us on demand.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Quadcopter Review. I'm your host Pepe Prawns, and just so you know right out of the box, this is not a review video. What we're going to do today is we are going to look at the different types of tiny whoop out there right now for the Winter Whoop Wars. As you know, I strongly believe that if I was on a desert island and I had one solar charging system and one quadcopter I could take, it would be a tiny whoop, because by far, to me, they're the most versatile on the market, and you can have a lot of fun with these in a lot of different ways. We're going to talk about today those different classifications. We've got the brushed, we've got the 1S brushless, and we have our 2S brushlesses, and we're going to look at those, and I'm going to give you a little idea of you know, what I think are the benefits and the downfalls for each category. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to take a Tiny Hawk and I'm compare it to a Mobula7. They're not the same. Stop making videos. Stop it. Stop making videos about these two. I know why you're doing it, and it's wrong. It's wrong to do this to the people by just picking up the two latest hyped fucking quads and comparing them. It's not right. Compare a 2S to a 2S. Compare a 1S to a 1S. Stop it. They're not the same. And I'm sorry if I'm passionate about that, guys, but, you know, we've got people coming out of the woodwork that never were even involved in these things because two brands are popular right now and doing good on sales. You know, just... Okay, so let's get going. We've got the brushed whoop. 65mm, 75mm, 85mm are your common sizes. We have the original tiny whoop, we have an Acrobee, we have a Betafpv, a Beta65x, we've got an Alienwhoop Zero, and we have a Tiny 7 just on the deck right now to look at. The great thing about the brushed whoop, they run on these little bitty 260, 220, 300 HV or regular LiPo batteries. Very inexpensive, easy to get. You don't have to wait for them from China. You can get them right on Amazon. They work on these very inexpensive little chargers, and they're kind of like a commodity. You can kind of toss them. They're cheap enough that, you know, you can run them down to nothing, burn them up, and throw them away. I've got some videos on a challenge for those batteries you can check out. I'll put it up on the upper right. So if we talk about these, the thing about them is the brushed motor is a very, very efficient motor. You're going to get a decent amount of flight time out of these, you know, 4 minutes plus, depending on how aggressive you fly. I consider this class an exploring class. They come in such a wide variety of shapes, sizes. They fly at a pace that you can handle. They're great introductory level quad because you can fly them nice and slow. It's the best thing, I think, to start learning on flying in. You can fly in level mode and, you know, not catch, you know, hell for being like some kind of wussy for flying in stable mode, because it's expected, and you can fly them in acro mode too. You're not going to get, you know, a lot of crazy flipping and stuff out of them. It can be done, but you're not going to get a lot of it, you know, with these quads. But, you know, they're just so versatile. It's just, I mean, you could do so much with them. If you check out Zoro's channel, you know, the king of gorilla whooping, you know, he'll take his in any shopping center, anything, malls, and fly them. You can fly these straight into a person. You know, there's a big face-kissing whoop thing out there right now, where you can fly them into somebody's face and not hurt them. They fly slow enough, and the ducks are bouncy enough you can just bounce off of anybody. You know, it's just such a diverse little quad. The downside of it is that the motors can burn out, but they're so cheap. I mean, a quality motor is $19 for a set of 4. You know, and again, you can set which way they're spinning, so you're, you know, well, actually in a pack you're going to get a clockwise and counterclockwise, sorry, on these. So, you know, you're going to burn one motor, you can replace all 4, or you can replace one. It's just by far the least expensive, best indoor flight you're going to have. And you can take them outside. They don't like the wind very much, but you can do it on a lighter wind day, and they're just general fun. And like I said, I mean, if I was stuck on a desert island with, you know, a solar charger, this is what I would take. I wouldn't take a 5-inch, wouldn't take a 3-inch, wouldn't take a 2-inch, but I would take a Tiny Whoop, you know, anytime, and use them as my thing to keep me from going crazy being alone. So some of my favorite brands: Tiny Whoop, Acrobee by Newbeedrone, the Beta65s. Those are pretty much the 3 I like, and I'm starting to like the Alienwhoop Zero more and more every day. So, not telling you what to get, but those are the ones I like. Now let's talk 1S. So, 1S brushless, I mean. So, 1S brushless isn't anything new. It started to become popular about mid-year. They are somewhat efficient. They are faster, often, than the brushed Whoop, but not necessarily always faster. What you have less to worry about with these is you have less worry of the motors burning out. But with that comes a new worry, and that's the bell coming off of the motor, because some of these aren't really necessarily built like a full-size motor. There was a long series of Betafpv motors that the bell would pop off because the clip wouldn't hold to the bottom. They ended up welding it to it. They solved that problem. But for a long time, that was an issue. Another issue that kind of came along with these 1Ss is the camera angle was fixed, and sometimes with the greater speed, you'd get a different angle. And that's where I say with this Tiny Hawk, 1S, not 2S. Flies slower, flies more accurately, it's very stable, belongs with these other stable 1S quadcopters. Very good for indoor. Great starter, I would say, for going outside. They can handle the wind better than a brushed. You can get away with more tricks. The UR65 is one of my personal favorites. I have videos on my personal channel, which is Pepe Prawns, of me doing some flying while I was camping, front flips, back flips, you name it, off of trees and other obstacles with the 65. Very, very good little quad. Inexpensive, too. During Black Friday, you could get them as cheap as like $68. So, definitely something to think of. The Betafpv, the blue ones, now they are more premium. The motors were designed for this. Their board is designed for it. Everything about it is unique. They're not picking up like a Crazy Bee board and using it. They built everything themselves. Same goes with Emax. Emax is a premium quad. Everything was made for it. The problem with the Emax is that it cannot do turtle mode. It can, but it can't, due to those inverted motors. So, something to think about there. Very good indoor, introductory outdoor, in my opinion, is the 1S. Maybe with, you know, the 65, you might be a little bit more outdoor. So let's talk 2S whoops. The Mobula7, and we have the Beta75x, and this is not the Beta65x, but is my representation of the Beta65x. I gave the Beta65x away, and this is what a 75x should look like if it wasn't for the fact it is 2S. So let's talk about that. Disadvantages of 2S. Incredible speed. Speed that was not part of these designs. So let them say they designed this frame for you know, the 2S, well, it's not good enough. These frames are breaking very easily. Now, for me, with the Mobula7, I got first round Mobula7. I've yet to break the frame. And I have crashed the shit out of this thing. I have straight flown it into trees. I just did in one of my videos where I replaced the camera on the Mobula7. I am brutal on these things. Cement, steel poles, everything. And the only thing I have broke is cameras. So my big thing is, at these speeds, when you hit these cameras head on, it's bending the barrel. Now, they've done a lot to coat it so that that barrel couldn't bend, and that's somewhat helped. But not completely. Now, on this Beta65X, I ran into a different thing. It is pinned together, the ESC and the flight controller and then the VTX are all pinned to each other. Well, in a crash, those pins separated on me. And I just took my finger, like anybody would, pushed it back down. Well, the way it separated, and me not thinking, I put the wrong pins in the wrong place, and the whole thing caught fire. So it's down and out until I paid another $79 to get those replaced. The Mobula7 broke the camera, and I broke it. I broke pins, I broke everything, and I replaced it, and off we go. So what you need to think about in the 2S, and I know the hype and the blah, and I'm part of the hype train. I apologize if I'm misled in the beginning, the more I thought coming down the road to talk to you guys. It is kind of like a great acro trainer for if you fly 3 or 5 inches. You can do some fun in a small space. You can pull off tricks you'd never pull off with any of the other ones. And even though people will say, yeah, you can with an Alienwhoop or whatever, you're not going to pull it off as cleanly as you can with a Mobula7. I'm sorry. It just is an animal. And it flies like an animal, and it's a different beast. Same with the 75X. 75X hasn't got any hype. I don't know why. It flies great too. But it's just a different thing. And it's not going to be what you want for inside. Do not get this to fly around in the winter. Save it for summer or you're going to break it. And you need to be somewhat careful when flying it outside because it is fragile. It's not made to go as fast as it goes. I think somebody clocked it at like 79 miles per hour. It's not made to go that fast, these parts. So keep that in mind when you buy it. I fly it over grass, and maybe that's what's saving me versus the rest of these folks. Fly it over grass, save your $100, you know. Now, another option that nobody you've seen is even getting these or even trying them is we've got the, the LDARC Tiny GTs, Tiny GT8, Tiny GT7. Also 2S quadcopters. Nobody revealed them. You don't see anybody comparing that to a Mobula7. Why? Because it's not hyped. Because there's no money to be made at it. I bought them. I made videos for you guys. You can check them out. Wonderful, wonderful flyers. The 8 is better than the 7 in my opinion. But the reason why is because you need to worry about that fixed camera that it has. As a fixed camera, you can't adjust it, and that is a problem when you're going that speed. All you see is the ground, and you're crashing because all you see is the ground. If it was me, you know, my favorite flyers, UR65, Betafpv75x, Newbeedrone Acrobee, and the Mobula7. Those are currently my favorites. They all have their pluses and minuses. And like I said, you know, put comments below. Well, let's discuss, you know, tell me what you think is great out there right now and share that with the rest of the guys coming to watch the video. And let's help them get into the right whoop for what their situation is. And I think that's what is critical, guys. Right whoop, right situation. So as always, guys, thanks for coming and checking out my video. Thank you for being a subscriber if you already are. You know, always remember, like the video, make a comment, and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Happy flying. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by and checking out the Quadcopter review. If you want to see more interesting reviews on FPV related stuff, take a look up here in the old right corner right there. You'll find links to all the rest of my reviews. If you want to get in on some of the best giveaways on YouTube, look over here. Don't forget to subscribe right here on my chin. And if you want to check out my flying only videos separated from the review channel, check that out right here. Thanks for coming. Don't forget to subscribe, and happy flying.